What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fun Friday. Today, we're going to be reacting to the craziest NFL fights in history. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fun Friday and Sports Talk. Today is going to be a fun one. We're going to be reacting to the craziest fights in NFL history. So let's get right into it. This is going to be a fun video. I'm pretty pumped for this one to see kind of how it all goes. Let's go.
Sometimes things get out of hand, and fans are given absolute treats of insanity and violence. Here's the top 10 craziest fights in NFL history. On Thursday night, between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett hit quarterback Mason Rudolph. Rudolph took exception to the hit and grabbed Myles' face mask. The two scuffled on the ground and fought back up to their feet. When Garrett yanked Rudolph's helmet off, Mason refused to back down, regardless of the two people between them.
Oh yeah, I remember the helmet smash. He got suspended for the whole year.
Ever happened. Garrett used Rudolph's own helmet and bashed him in the head with it. There wasn't a jaw left undropped.
Ooh, yeah. So I remember this. And the NFL doesn't tolerate fighting. By the way, link to this video in the description so you can go see the full thing if audio and stuff doesn't work. The NFL doesn't tolerate this. They're not going to tolerate you taking your helmet off and smashing it on another player. They're just not going to do that.
Shock, except the world's greatest best friend, Maurkice Pouncey.
Oh, here we go.
Pouncey,
he gets suspended 3 games, I believe.
Pounced on Garrett. He attacked with vicious rights and kicked
him
him in the head. The NFL's malice.
I get the helmet thing suspended for the year, but kicking in the head is another pretty. That could be another suspendable offense, in my opinion. You know, I don't think kicking someone in the head is very tolerated in the NFL.
Malice was worth the price of admission. Both benches cleared, and it took several minutes to settle it down. The helmet smash was heinous and could have severely injured Rudolph or any other player. The NFL did not take it lightly, suspending Myles Garrett for the remainder of the season. Pouncey, our NFL Homeboy of the Year, was suspended 3 games for the action, and we'll never forget this one. I can promise you that. Odell Beckham Jr. versus Josh Norman. Speaking of two guys who just don't like each other, the beef of Odell Beckham Jr. and Josh Norman is one of our favorites. Part of what made Josh Norman great was a huge chip on his shoulder, and for that same reason, he hated OBJ and his princess upbringing as a first-round pick. Norman and other Panthers ran around pre-game with a bat, swinging it around and trying to intimidate the Giants. This pissed off Beckham and set the tone for the rest of the game. Regardless of the integrity of the game, what happened next was awesome. Every play, it seemed like the cameras were cutting from the play to focus on the real action. Norman and OBJ getting into it. Every run was a chance to watch these guys go to war. Emotions continued to rise, as did
I think I'm getting the view of the cameras were always on these two because they were always going at it after the conversation. There was always holds, there was always little grabs this whole game. This is interesting.
In the game. One time Norman would get the better. The next time OBJ would handle Norman to the ground. They traded blows. On 4th and 2, Beckham caught a pass for a first down. Norman slung him to the ground and sprawled on him. As he got up, Beckham tried to trip him, earning the first of 6 personal fouls called upon them.
Oh my God.
In the third quarter, Odell went on a headhunt for Norman. Not once, but twice in a play.
Beckham is he's not my favorite player. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Odell Beckham Jr. is not my favorite player. But that was a cheap shot right there.
Norman had officially thrown Odell off of his game, living in his head. The next round, Norman blasted Odell. However, it began to look like OBJ and the Giants were gaining their composure. They fought back from 28 points down. On 4th and 5, game on the line, Odell got the last laugh. He beat Norman in coverage, scored the game-tying touchdown, and did his best AI step-over impression of Norman. The two
Yeah,
still
he probably
hit
got
each other,
unsportsmanlike
and
conduct for that
this
because
was
that's
just
what the NFL does.
awesome ride. AJ Green versus Jalen Ramsey. Talk about two complete opposites. AJ Green is the reserve silent killer at receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. Jalen Ramsey is one of the game's best trash talkers and a lockdown corner for Saxonville at the time.
Trash talk is
It
gonna
didn't
get
take
him.
long for Ramsey's words to get under the skin of the mild-mannered receiver. Every play, he was pushing Green and calling him soft. Green just couldn't get going, getting physically shut down, and mentally, it looked like Ramsey was all in his head. Green started yapping back, calling him weak after he caught a ball that quarterback Andy pushed outside.
So, I think we're getting some foreshadowing here, the trash talking. I think it's going to come down to a pretty interesting fight here because I think it's going to get boiled over. There's going to be a few suspensions, I believe, too.
In the first half, Ramsey continued
Ooh!
to fucking push. However, it was one push too many. As he shoved AJ Green and walked off. AJ came up behind Jalen and put him in a rear naked choke.
Oh!
As soon as he grabbed Ramsey was fumbled to the right and
Hey, he was talking trash, and he deserved that. He was talking trash.
moments from Green, who just lost his cool. AJ Green continued to hammer Ramsey until the two teams intervened. Both were ejected from the game. Cortland Finnegan versus Andre Johnson. You know, corners and receivers really don't like each other, do they? Speaking of assassins, Andre Johnson was one of the league's strongest and most physical receivers. Cortland Finnegan was the league loudmouth. Round 1, fight. After 2+ plays of physical blocking,
He took his
Finnegan's
helmet off.
flung off to get revenge. The very next play, Cortland made it his mission to get after
Ooh, he
Johnson.
ripped it off.
Andre turned him around and snatched his helmet off his head, and we're off. As he was hitting Finnegan, Finnegan got a tug of Johnson's face mask and ripped his
Doesn't
helmet
matter,
off.
though. He tore him to the ground.
Hey, buddy. Andre Johnson spun him down and began wailing on him. Overhand right after overhand right after overhand right. The two ended up getting separated, but sheesh. Winner and new.
Sheesh!
Versus Michael Crabtree. These guys hated each other. It all started with a chain. Michael Crabtree was known for wearing a chain in every game. That, for some reason, Aqib Talib just didn't like. In 2016, Talib decided to do something about it. He snatched the chain right off Crabtree's neck. On the sidelines, Talib was joking about it, reenacting the action. Crabtree didn't respond that day. He took the high road, but he did say he didn't like Talib. In the next meeting, he taped the chain. Talib was trying to make a point. Crabtree came in with a plan. It only took the first drive to put it in motion. As Crabtree blocked Talib, Aqib took the liberty of removing the chain from Crabtree once more. This time, Crabtree didn't hold back. He viciously blocked Talib into oblivion, shoveling him into the dirt
Wow.
on the sidelines. He knocked over other players, chain gang, and equipment guys in his wake. The gloves were off, and a chain too. Talib ripped Crabtree's helmet off of him before heaving it right
Nice.
nearly hit multiple people. Both teams cleared their bench. It's like the infant action movie. The two main characters fought separately, the band of armies. They swung wildly at each other. We never really got to see the boxing match, so we're still waiting on the pay-per-view. Steve Smith versus Malcolm Jenkins. Steve Smith will be known for things. Best little guy in the NFL and obnoxiously awesome trash talker. You don't spit as much as Smith and not get into your fair share of fights. First, Steve Smith embarrasses Saints corner Jabari Greer on a jump ball,
All right.
tossing him away like garbage as he scampered into the end zone. Apparently, it hurt Roman Harper's feelings. Even, Harper hit Smith with a blatant cheap shot after he scored. A brawl broke out almost
Nice.
Steve Smith didn't even get involved yet. He boasts, celebrates, being on his helmet. Smith
So the guy said it. He's a trash talker. So what he did is he decided just to, I lost. Yeah, whatever. He cheap shot me. I'm going to just celebrate here while my teams just go and bench pro.
Smith ran
Which
the
isn't
first
great.
guy he found, who happened to be one of the most hardcore moves ever. Smith grabs Jenkins by the face mask, throwing him around like a maniac pulls around a spoiled 8-year-old. He hoisted Jenkins in the air and slammed him back to the ground style as the two teams pile on the action. After manhandling Jenkins, Smith casually separated himself from the sea of bodies. Don't tug on Superman's cape, and don't mess with Steve Smith. Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore is the world's expert on stopping Mike Evans. Evans' size, speed, and strong hands make him nearly unguardable, but Lattimore...
So this seems like a 2021 one. Pretty sure. This I might vaguely remember.
dominates their biannual meetings. Maybe that frustration got to him on this occasion. Lattimore and Jameis Winston were arguing near the sideline. As Lattimore walked away, Winston taunted him, pointing at the field and then pointing at Lattimore before he started shoving him with his finger. Lattimore turned around and shoved him back. They were jawing when Mike Evans blindsided Lattimore, coming from out of nowhere.
Just random. He just came out of nowhere and just killed him. He's definitely gone.
Laid out. Evans went to the ground and pounded Lattimore. But then he's blasted by another Saints defender with a rescue. A Pier 6 brawl erupted from the sidelines. For a moment, absolute bedlam covered the TV screen. Saints head coach Sean Payton is seen halfway across the field berating and pointing at the Bucs sidelines. Players had to be separated. The blood between Evans and Lattimore still hasn't settled in 2020. Just a few weeks ago, they were at it again, and we're all here for it. Buddy Ryan and Kevin Gilbride. Finally, we get a little coach-on-coach action. Buddy Ryan was the defensive coordinator for the 1993 Houston Oilers, where Gilbride was the offensive play caller. Buddy is one of the most colorful characters in the history of the NFL. He became known for the 46 defense, but mainly just being insane. On national television, the Oilers jumped to a 14-0 lead and were driving again. Way too aggressive. Gilbride called a play that led to the quarterback fumbling. Buddy was a huge critic of Gilbride's offense, mocking the run and shoot as the chuck and duck. As they came off the field, Ryan had words for Kevin. He clearly muttered back, and Ryan only got louder. In a bizarre moment, up 2 touchdowns on a winning team, Buddy channeled his Evander Holyfield and jabbed Gilbride with a strong right hand.
Oh, wow.
Gilbride was stunned. Before he got to react, Oilers players separated the two. It was all the NFL could talk about. The feelings never faded. Buddy said that Gilbride will be selling insurance in 2 years. Well, Buddy didn't get along with too many anyway. Joey Porter versus Willie Green.
That was very interesting to see a coach getting involved in one of these fights. We haven't really seen that yet.
This fight couldn't even wait until the opening kickoff. Joey Porter got the pregame trash talking going early. He crossed the 50-yard line, which is frowned upon during warm-ups, ripping Browns players as they came out the tunnel. Well, he finally ran up on the right guy, William Green, as the Browns runner started jawing back. Green got into Porter's face, and then spit in Green's eyes. Green retaliated with a massive headbutt, and ding-ding, it was on. Joey Porter threw a haymaker with the left, gashing William Green's lip. Green tossed a hard right that missed before another Browns player came up and caught a punch from Porter.
And there's no officials out during warm-ups, so we kind of saw this when we did the hockey reaction. There's no officials out on warm-ups, so all there are coaches and stuff to break this out.
Moment, Porter and Green went mano-a-mano. They both connected multiple times before the other players broke it up. The NFL ejected both of them before kickoff. Joey Porter backed up his psycho antics with a hard left. The punch also paved the way for the Steeler legend, James Harrison, who started in Porter's place that game. Albert Hainsworth versus Andre Giroud. This one is more of a manslaughter than it is a fight. As the Cowboys stomped into the end zone, well, Albert Hainsworth decided to stomp on something else. Center Andre Gerard was at the bottom of the pile when Hainsworth kicked him with his helmet on. His helmet fell off and exposed Gerard to Hainsworth's next act, stomping his head into the turf. One of the most savage moments in sports history.
Oh, he probably got arrested for it. Never mind, suspended.
There in the fetal position, covering up as his teammates came to the rescue, scuffling with Albert near the goal line. Gerard emerged with a crimson mask. The doctors rushed to clean him up. Hainsworth's barbaric decision took 30 stitches on the top and bottom of Andre's right eye to seal up. Hainsworth was immediately flagged, and in the middle of the frustration and scuffle with other Cowboys players, he slammed his own helmet on the ground. Hainsworth was ejected for the game and given the longest suspension for an on-field incident at the time, 5 games. But that might not have been enough.
5 games? That's it? That's all they gave him? He stomped on the guy and they only gave him 5 games? Holy cow, that's absolutely ridiculous. I'm looking at this thinking, oh yeah, he's done forever. Like, he never got to play again. No, he only got 5 games.
Gashing Gerard up. Luckily, Gerard didn't have any long-term injuries from the incident. So, there you guys have it.
Alright, go subscribe to these guys, Non-Stop Sports, and I have the video link in the description. Wow, that was just, that blew my mind to a point there. I was, wow, mind blown. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoy Fun Fridays. Any suggestions, drop them in the comments. Snickerbar18 dropped a suggestion in last week. Put it on my schedule. It's coming up in a few weeks. And if you enjoy Fun Fridays, give a like, hit subscribe as well. We are on the road to 80 subscribers. Thank you all for watching. Have a fabulous day. Peace.